Welcome back to Peace, Love and Tarot. This reading is for Virgo, Sun, Moon or Rising, and it's the weekly reading for the week of July 15th to the 21st. Your cards this week, Virgo, energies leaving, completing or transitioning. You have the beautiful star energy. This week we have as your focus energies, Judgment and the Emperor, and we have the Five of Cups coming in towards the end of the week. So Virgo, we do have a few major arcana here, 3 in the spread. So usually the amount of major arcana indicates the significance of this event in your life. So the more major arcana, the more significant. So, this really could be linked to a karmic cycle, a life lesson. It is a significant situation unfolding in your life or coming to a head this week. And it's likely that for those of you that this is going to resonate for, you already can feel that and know that you're in it, because these are definitely not subtle energies at all. So let's start with the Star card here, Virgo. So the Star card, it really comes in as the calm after a storm. So in the tarot deck, the Star follows the Tower. So if you know about the Tower, we know that it's a situation where things are basically flipped on their head. It's a sort of a chaotic incident in your life to get you back on your path. It's really the universe stepping in and shaking things up. So I feel some of you in your recent past have been moving through a Tower moment. It can be a revelation as well, maybe seeing things for what they really are, whether it's in work, in a relationship. This is a general reading, so it'll be different for all of you, but it really is a situation that's been quite tumultuous for you, and really it's about pulling down that construct so that you're able to rebuild your life in a different way in order to get back on your path, get back on your journey. So after the Tower moment, the Star comes in. The Star comes in after the storm to heal and to rebalance and to also set that guiding light for the next part of your journey. After pulling down this Tower, the universe then gives you that blessing of, okay, now I'll lead you to where you need to go next. Yeah, so the Star actually also came out with the Knight of Wands. So my interpretation of this combination is that this feeling of rebalancing, healing, getting back into your energetic center has been gathering pace. I really feel like you've been dedicated to it with that sort of fiery energy of the Knight of Wands, and you've actually been sort of quickening that process, and you've been really sort of committed to getting back into alignment. So in the Star card, you'll notice that the lady has 1 foot in the water and 1 foot on the earth here. So it's about somebody who now can get back into life in terms of, yes, there might be still things going on, there might be still emotions coming up. You may, you're not going to just heal overnight. You've still got that surfacing, however you're able to stay grounded in the physical, practical realm of daily tasks, going about your business, doing your job at the same time. That's what we see here in the Star energy. Because you have that universal guidance, the universe has you back as you're going through that process. The 7 white stars here indicate the chakras in the bodies. This is a calling to rebalance emotionally and spiritually and get back into your energetic alignment. And from that place, that's where you can see things clearly. You can see the path. You can see where that Star energy, you can follow that Star. You'll be able to sense where that's leading you when you're back in alignment. So I do feel that whatever that Tower moment related to Virgo, we do see this week the remnants of that, and we see you potentially, sorry, I'm going to sneeze. So this week, Virgo, now it's all about your rebirth. We have the Judgment card here, which also appears after a dark time. It's that Pluto energy. It's really about that cycle of, death and destruction that we saw with the Tower before the Star energy came in, so that then we can rebuild, we can rebirth, we can start a new future. A future where you're facing things head on, I really feel like this is what you're dealing with this week. You're really deciding what next for you, from that place of vulnerability. You have been exposed and laid bare, and you're in that vulnerable place, and it's really about, okay, what is going to be the next move? Judgment can be the card of second chances. So whatever that situation was that was coming to a head, that was torn down in that tower moment, judgment comes in to ask you, do you need to give this a second chance? Would that be right for you? Is there anything you need to forgive, forget, and let go of before you head into your next journey? It's the past and the future. It's that point where they come together. That's the judgment energy. So judgment did come out with the Five of Pentacles here. So I think this really relates to the situation that you were in. It's potentially one that made you feel withdrawn and isolated and left out in some way. If you can see here in the card, these two here are out in the cold, but they can't sort of see the forest for the trees, as in there is a beautiful refuge behind them where they could go in and find, shelter for the night, probably a meal and a bed and that kind of thing, but they just don't see it. So, the message here is that change comes from seeing the bigger picture. From seeing the bigger picture, that's when you can, have that awakening that judgment is trying to bring in for you. And, it's from seeing that bigger picture that you can decide, what do you need to forgive, forget, and let go of? What do you need to give a second chance from? This really is the final call. It's the last call of this situation, through, and that big picture vision will give you the awakening to move forward in it. We have the Emperor energy here too, which I think is great because, the Emperor, he's a warrior, he faces things head on, like direct stare in the eyes. There's no fear here. You've moved past that point of fear. You're now in a place of power. The Emperor is a very practical energy, just gets things done. He's the ruler of his world, he doesn't let other people rule him. So it's about you stepping into your control center and making a decision from a very, awakened place. The Emperor also, if the Rider version of this card, wears his armor under his cloak. So it's that reminder of, okay, you may be going through an emotional time still, but when you're trying to make key decisions for your life, it's a good idea to try and protect yourself from that and put emotions to the side just a little bit so that you can take a really logical, practical viewpoint for making that decision. Now, coming in towards the end of the week, we do have the Five of Cups here. So, you did have 2 5s in the reading here, Virgo, which is interesting. So, this really is about, 5's the number of change and conflict, but for you, it's definitely all about change. You're awakening to a change. I think the message with the Five of Cups is, please don't focus on, the past losses or the grief or the despair that may have come out of this situation, the hurts and that sort of thing. It's really time to uncloak yourself, unveil yourself, to rebirth, to awaken, to shed into and to shed your skin. It's really that time, even though the new skin, I'm sorry, I'm just seeing a snake here, this new skin underneath the old one, it may be really sensitive, and for a little while until, you get comfortable in life again, you really need to go through that process, because staying in the old skin is really not going to serve you. And what you really need to keep in mind is that, there are beautiful new opportunities, new jobs, new lovers, new relationships, new projects, whatever the situation may be for you. They really are there. You just need to turn around and see them. You just need to, take that cloak off, or that old skin, because it's actually, in some way clouding your vision from seeing things that want to come in. And I think that these opportunities that are waiting in the wings for you will be able to come in after you've gone through this rebirth, through this awakening energy that you have here. So it's a pretty big shift here, Virgo. You really are making the final call on a situation through a place of enlightened vision under the judgment energy there. Good luck with it, Virgo. I really wish you all the best. Just keep in mind it is a general reading, so it won't resonate with every Virgo out there, and we'll see you for another reading next week.